Set my heart on fire.
Hello and welcome to Coschat. It's been a few weeks. Hello guys. We're here tonight with Drewett Cosplay.
Hello. Hi.
So it's been a few weeks. I've been away and at MCM and all that kind of thing, fun things. So it's been a few weeks since we did this. But we're back tonight with Jen. And basically, we're going to talk about all sorts of different things that Drewett Cosplay gets up to, and the sort of different things as well that she does. So she does quite a few different things to the norm for cosplay, which is always fun. So if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to throw them in chat. Have a little chat with us. Like, we're just going to have a little chat and just be like, okay, let's find out what's going on.
Yeah.
So, Drewett Cosplay, how did you get started with cosplay?
Oh, that's a story. It's a very odd one. So basically, a good friend of mine was having a birthday not long after I moved to High Wycombe in 2012. And he was like, well, you'll have to get into a costume because we're going to dress up as Doctor Who characters in Warwick Castle.
Nice.
So that was kind of really random. And I was like, I don't have a costume and I don't have enough money. And his then partner at the time had one that would fit me. So I was like, okay, I'll wear that. Thanks very much for letting me borrow it. And then we went off on this magical adventure and it was awesome. And that's how I got into it. And I loved it so much that I just had to keep doing it. And that was the end of September in 2012. So it's been almost 5 years now.
Wow, so you're a bit of a veteran, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Although I've got a friend who's been doing it for like 17 years, and another who technically has been doing it for at least 20, and has been doing it since before cosplay was like vaguely popular or even had the name cosplay. So.
No, I've also got friends like that as well, and I'm just amazed sometimes. I'm just like, wow, it shows how much that it's such a lasting thing. Like I think I'm on my 4th year now, so I'm getting there myself, Yeah.
And you learn a lot along the way as well. Like what you think you're going to do changes most of the time. Like it's very rare that anyone I've met who started doing it has stayed with the same stuff all throughout. A lot of times things completely change.
Oh yeah, like the thing is, like everyone's like skill sets change. So as your skill sets change, I think you kind of change your plans for your costumes as well. And then like your fandoms might change as well. So you might sort of be really into something. Like I used to be really into Doctor Who, not so much anymore.
So did I. Wow.
Well, it's okay. It's fine. It might get better, perhaps. Who knows?
Yeah, it might. Well, they've got the new Doctor coming out in the next year and a half, so she might have some really cool costumes.
That's what I was thinking as well. I was like, I might end up watching a little bit of that, so we'll see.
Definitely.
But yeah, no, it's funny how like people's fandoms change, because I've got a couple of Doctor Who cosplays as well, and I'm like, it's one of those things where sometimes things change over time, and you kind of go, probably won't wear that anymore. It's all good.
Well, yeah, it all changes, and like I think one of my first costumes I had made for me was Leela, actually, from Doctor Who. It was the last costume she has before she stays. I think she stayed on Gallifrey. I'm trying to remember that correctly. From Invasion of Time. And that's still one of my favourites, actually. I just haven't worn it in a long time.
Might be one to revamp and bring back, maybe.
Oh, definitely, especially if I can find a wig that won't then disappear after I use it once. So that would be good.
Do you have a cosplay like abyss, or do you have like a cupboard that just kind of eats all your cosplays?
So a lot of my costumes stay in my wardrobe because I live in a really small bedsit, so I'm not blessed with space. smaller stuff will go in the cosplay box, which is like an underbox storage thing. But it tends to get muddled. So it tends to be like props. My Spike jewelry lives there, and random bits of fabric that at some point I'll do something with at some point. I
know that well.
Yeah. The big props, like my Viking shield that my partner made me for Christmas, is stood up against what would have been against the mantelpiece, bottom part, and my Buffy scythe is on a top shelf of the wardrobe, covered in in bubble wrap.
I have some props stored on top of like a bookcase. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's one of the best Christmas presents ever.
For sure. Like I love that one. That's so cute.
I know, it's so fun. And I think so my partner Punk's Dead Cosplay made that for me that was the first Christmas together. And he kept it secret. He hadn't told me what he'd made, and I unwrapped it on Boxing Day in front of my family who had just met him, and in that one instant they all fell in love with him. It was quite impressive.
Amazing. Like he made you a prop for your first Christmas. That's so cool.
I know.
He does do some really cool props. Like I like his props anyway. But yeah, like the fact that he's just kind of made that for you, and like you said, when you're rapping in front of your family go, yeah, that's cool. Like they were
immediately impressed.
Yeah.
They were just like, right, he's won.
Yeah, pretty much. Like having a supportive partner is so important sometimes, like with the cosplay stuff. Because my partner is not a cosplayer, but he's a geek. So like he'll send me pictures of stuff that he knows I'll like, or he'll send me like links to stuff that'll be like, oh, you'll really like this character kind of thing, and I'm like, yes, you're right. You know me too well.
My mum does a similar thing. She'll be like, oh, there's this character. Would you cosplay this then? And I'm like, maybe.
I also get lots of presents for Christmas and birthdays for like sewing machines and random tools and heat guns and mannequins and all sorts. So it's great.
Yeah.
Always fun.
Oh, definitely.
Always good having that support. So obviously that's how you got into cosplay. You've been cosplaying now for 5 years, which is really cool. You also do tend to do quite a lot of gender bend cosplays. So essentially, explain to us sort of what gender bend cosplay is, because some people will not know.
So essentially, I will cosplay as a character that is male, but I'll make them female. So I'll sort of change the gender, alter the gender, as it were. Obviously, gender sort of bending. I tend to gender bending, sort of just changing it around. And I tend to do that mostly because I did try and do cosplays where I'm actually trying to be a guy, but I couldn't find a lot of binders, that would fit, and I'd get really self-conscious over my chest. So I was like, well, I could change it into a woman. That will work, and it gives me a bit more freedom. I think my favourite, it's definitely Oberyn actually at the moment. Unfortunately, in that picture I'd forgotten to do my eyebrows, but I suppose I've been told it's not that bad. But
I was going to say, I didn't notice that.
Favourites.
Yeah.
Oberyn, that was quite funny. So those robes are actually my partner's robes, but they're too big on him.
Oh.
They were too baggy on him, but they fitted better on me, and I was like, can I please borrow this? And he was like, yes, of course you can. Lo and behold, I buy a corset and some shoes, and I use spray-on hairspray. I've never dyed my hair ever, so I just use spray-on hairspray that I can then wash out.
It's
afterwards.
Great stuff. It's brilliant.
Oh, definitely.
Used it too many times for costumes myself.
Ditto. I mean, doing Oberyn one day and then Spike the other is literally just spending way too long on your hair, and I don't like spending long on my hair. So, but yeah, no, that's always fun. So Oberyn's probably one of my favourites, but I think Spike is a close second for definite.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, it's about the character as well. I know you do a lot of character stuff as well, and so does your partner.
Yeah,
I've seen you in masquerades.
Oh god,
and he's been in some of the masquerades.
Yes, he has, and he's competed a little bit before. But the thing that we both like is actually being a character that is fun to play around with. Like Oberyn is fun because I get to be a bit of a flirt, and that's kind of hilarious. Spike is great because I'm such a big Buffy fan, so I get to quote Buffy all day, which is one of my favourite things to do.
Like, plus, you don't see a lot of like female Spikes either. Like, it's it's sort of a nostalgic cosplay as well, which I find goes down really well at some cons. When you do nostalgic cosplays, people go, "Oh my god, you're from Buffy! That's brilliant!"
Oh, definitely. Like, I think I've only seen one other person do Spike who was a woman and did it as a female version, and I can't remember her cosplay page name. It's going to annoy me. She does some excellent other Buffy. She's done a really good Vamp Willow as well. Voxophone. That's it.
Yes,
Voxophone,
I was like, I know who you
her.
mean. I've seen her pictures. I'm like, I know who you mean.
Yeah, she's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, that's the only other person, and I'm sure there are more out there. But doing the gender change stuff in Rule 63 is a lot of fun, and it makes that character a bit more accessible for me. And it's great. And I actually really enjoy seeing it when men take on female characters and change it to male. That's really fascinating.
Oh yeah. Like, I know the one I always think of, the one that always pops to my mind is Rossi Cobb, and doing Elsa, like back when Frozen was huge, and he did a male Elsa and it blew up. It was so popular because it was so good, you know.
I remember seeing that actually, and it looked really, I was like, I don't know what you did to it, but clearly you put a lot of work into it and it's paid off well.
And Snow makes a good point in the chat of Valentine cosplays Tom Raider or a male Lara Croft. So
I think I've seen that one as well, actually, somewhere. It's been a while since I saw it, but I know I've seen that one.
I remember being at a con with him, and he decided to annoy security by jumping in the little river thing. And he had a countdown to when he was going to do it, so that photographers would just take the pictures before he got kicked out by security. Not the way to do it, guys.
No, but still a really good anecdote.
Yeah.
Be careful with security because they can kick you out. I think, and also the streak for the mischief is quite fun. My partner has concealed a sausage when he's doing Ramsay Bolton.
Yeah.
He'll conceal it about himself, go through perfectly fine, and he won't do it to people that don't, he won't shove it in random people's faces, but sometimes he'll people and greet them with spicy Greyjoy. And you're just like, I'm just there like, I can't believe, why am I doing this?
But I bet people love it because if anyone knows the show, they know exactly what's going on there, Obviously, if you don't get it, if you don't see the show, they're not going to get it, but...
Well, I think he's going to, at some point, compete with Ramsay and Masquerade, so goodness knows how that... I know bits and bobs, so I don't want to spoil for the audience here, but it's if you think it's going to be terrible in the best way, you're somehow right.
And the thing is that will go down amazingly at a Masquerade.
Oh, yeah.
Audiences will love that.
Oh, definitely.
Talking of masquerades, obviously at Costume and Play, we do a lot of masquerades around the country, different events. You do the same thing with Just Because. And you do lots of different masquerades and lots of different cons that you do. Obviously charity fundraising as well, as we see on your little logo.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what you do with Just Because.
So Just Because, what we do is we run cosplay zones at Comic Cons, much in the same way that Costume and Play do, actually. But we don't just do the masquerades themselves, we'll sort of run talks and stuff as well. We allow a space where people can also come up to the cosplays and ask certain questions. We'll provide, we have like baggies of safety pins so that people can take one, and we've got badges and stuff as well. And they can ask all sorts of questions. So we make it so that you can get access to this information, but we'll also be around to ask questions of afterwards. And our masquerades, we don't do first, second, and third. We have categories instead, and a little competitive prize as well, so that there's something
nice.
for everybody.
Yeah, that's really nice.
And yeah, and it's really fun. And on the flip side of that as well, we also do a bit of charity fundraising, which we haven't done so much of recently, but we are going to be amping it up soon. So I'm just working on a couple of things at the minute, and then we're going to be announcing stuff soon for that. So that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, like I know some of my friends, like personally, have kind of come to you and like either help with masquerades or help with charity fundraising in the past. Because I've always kind of gone,
Yeah,
that's Jen. She's cool. We like Jen. She's fun. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, like, we're all here together, and people that have like a similar kind of idea of what cosplay should be. So it should just be fun. It should be relaxed. It shouldn't be something that should be super competitive. Obviously, there is an element of that. There's always going to be an element of that, and people want to compete. But at the same time, a lot of people just want to go on the con floor and just go in the costume and just have fun, And
absolutely.
Having sort of both sides of that is really important, I think.
And having an inclusive space as well, because I think that I always have a big thing about being inclusive and safe for people, and having and I'm much the same way with you guys, to provide a safe space for people so that they can explore and learn more or just look. And it's all fine. And I think that, I think that's a really, really important thing that, the both of us push to make sure that, if someone's a bit like, oh, I don't know if I should, or, oh, I don't know where to start, then someone's going to go, there's going to be at least two people who are going to go, right, okay, what are your ideas? And you can totally do this. Let's have a look. What have you got in mind? And it
can be as simple as, okay, I'm not sure about whether to enter the masquerade or not. And then someone like myself or you just kind of swoops in and goes, well, you could try this on stage, or you could try this, or you could do this, or, try, just give it a go. And then you see their face when they come off stage and they're so happy. You're like, yes.
Oh, yeah. One of my favourites. So I was at Guildford Comic Con last year. We ran the cosplay zone there. And that was really unexpected. We literally had a couple of weeks and we're like, oh no, can you do it? And we're like, yeah, sure. So we managed to put it off, but I think it was on the Saturday. Yes, it was on the Saturday, and there was a guy who was there who was cosplaying the Nostalgia Critic.
Oh, nice.
And he was like, I don't know if I should perform or not. I don't know if I want to do the masquerade. And we had a couple of friends with him, I think, and we said, yeah, it's worth a go. And the worst that can happen is that you have a cool time on stage. That's literally the worst. That's the very least. And I said, well, I haven't come up with anything scripted. And I said, well, and I told him about entering one as Eddie from Bottom and completely improvising, because I'd entered
that was like one of the masquerades I was at, and it was amazing. It was so cool. I was like, I love it.
I improvised that. Like, I just used bits that I remembered and scrabbled something together really quickly. And I said, honestly, you've got a couple of hours. Why don't you just think about the sort of thing, from your favourite review episodes, scramble something together, and I'm sure it'll be awesome. He ended up winning the performance prize that day.
Yay!
Actually, as it turns out, he was great. He was so entertaining as well, and he was perfectly prepared to go all in, and that was so entertaining.
That's the thing, though, like, that people don't get is obviously cosplay is a massive part of, you got to, if you want to do all the competitive stuff, you want to make the costume, you want to do all that side, but it's also performance. And there's so much that, like, you can do just with a really good performance. Even if you just kind of, you make it up on the fly, and you kind of go, I'll just make it up, it'll do, and you kind of go, well, actually, that was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I have not the best motor skills, so I am going to start learning how to do more craft stuff, but my main thing is performance, because that's something I know I can do. So if, there's a couple of performances I want to do in the future, and that will require me to learn new skills. So that's what I'm going to do, is go and learn certain things. Like, one will require me to sing, so I'm going to get some singing lessons. Even though I can sing, but I need a lot of confidence work on it, and just to strengthen it up and everything. And one other one requires me to dance, so I'm going to learn how to do a particular dance. So it's all stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's one of those where, it's worth, if I'm honest, it's actually more fun when you know what you're doing. But then you don't have to be an expert to compete either. I'm always very much like, you can do it regardless. So.
Oh yeah, like, I think that is where, like, we all kind of agree on is, at the end of the day, it's about getting up on a stage and showing off your costume and having fun. Like,
oh yeah.
it's for sure like that is sort of the main thing of, this is what the masquerade is about. It's not about like everybody having the perfect costume and the perfect performance. It's just like, just go up and have fun. If you've had fun, you win. Great.
Yeah. I mean, literally, there's a couple of things you need to do to cosplay. You need to get a costume, you need to wear it, and you need to have fun. And the optional fourth bit of don't be mean to people.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely agree with that. And that's why I think like we need more kind of spaces like that where it is a safe space for folk. And it is somewhere that people can kind of come and chill and not feel threatened at all. So it is kind of something that, I like hearing about and kind of going, oh yeah, other cons also do this as well, where you can kind of go, yeah, you can go speak to Jay, you're like, yeah.
We promote not only inclusion, because I think that's the other thing. Sometimes people worry, am I going to get ridicule or anything else? And again, we if you need to just come and spend a bit of time away, you just need to sit down somewhere. Yeah, okay. Well, there's a couple of seats over there. Go take them for a bit. Might just catch something.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's always the thing where a lot of us at Costume and Play have been doing the con scene for quite a few years now as well. So we know how to kind of get that safe space around, and kind of again, a lot of us will know a lot of the people that enter the masquerades and stuff as well. So we always try and like have a chat with them, and even if we haven't met them before, like make sure they're happy, make sure they're okay. And like I said, even if they're not in the masquerade, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I always say, look, you don't have to compete. You could just sit and watch, and you might pick up something. You might get inspired to do it another day, or because you never know unless you watch. Sometimes
that's why as well, like having panels with people like that are sort of again share the same kind of ideas really helps as well. When you have your different panels from your cosplayers and stuff as well. I'm if I'm an attendee, I absolutely love going to panels. I'm going to KittyCon next week, and I can't wait to go to all the panels.
Oh, cool! I honestly I think panels are great. If you can, I love the exchange of ideas and the exchange of knowledge. So I think if you are in a position where you can give that knowledge, then give it. We had the one talk at Wakefield a few weeks ago, and it was on craft and cosplay with two of my absolute best friends who are fantastic cosplayers. We had Odd Togs and Ardent Cosplay.
Oh yeah,
and their talk was great. And then they had people coming up and asking questions afterwards as well, and people are like, oh, I really learned something, and oh, I'm going to do this, and it was just so nice for me to hear that, and I'm sure it was great for them as well. Just it was fantastic.
That's what's nice as well, though, about having a whole cosplay zone is you've got that safe space for folk to kind of like be able to chat to people as well, and not just kind of just be like, oh, they're on the stage, I can't talk to them, whatever. Like they can actually come up and chat if they've got a table or if they've got just around the sort of area. They can just come up and chat, ask questions, because that's something that like I love from, because it's a bit weird for me. I've been like I've been crew, but I've also been a guest. So it's like I've had kind of both sides of it. And the best thing about like being a guest and having a table is having folk coming up and asking questions. And asking questions about stuff that's like on your table. It's really cool.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's fantastic. I mean, I think the first time I ever judged a masquerade, that was at Bournemouth actually, where I worked with Costume and Play, actually, as it turned out. This is a couple of years ago now, and I remember that, and it was so fun.
Will be if
it was
Bournemouth,
interesting having a table.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
But it was also great to just chat to people and to see the masquerade, and the both days that we were there, the masquerade was like, I think they had to cut off people entering. We had that many people. Ridiculous. It was like 60 odd people or something each day competing, which was
had that before, where we've had to literally kind of go, no, we've got to cut off now, we literally can't do any more. And to be honest, that's a really good thing, like having more people, like having to kind of go, okay guys, we like you, but we need to stop now.
We haven't had to do that yet, just because, but then but we've always had good entries and good amount as well, so that's well, we've been at quite small ones as well, cons. Oh, yeah. So the fact that we get 20 odd entries or something at minimum, I think actually it's more like 30 minimum now, and it's fantastic. It's really fun.
Oh yeah, because like the thing is as well, when you put on a good masquerade, so many people come to watch, and come to like learn and see the performances, and it's brilliant. You know, it's so cool, and you see everyone's different performance, and everyone's got a different sort of thing that they're doing, or you know, maybe just show off the costume, or they just do the poses. You know, it's really fun to sort of see all the different bits and pieces.
Yeah, I mean, Reading Comic Con, which I did in November, we had all the chairs had people sat on. We had people standing up to watch. We had to have a queue for people who were obviously in the masquerade and putting the sun and everything. And we had people watching from the door. We had that many people. People were like tiptoeing just to have a peek at what was going on.
Yeah.
And they were really entertained, and they were like, "Oh, we'll have to get in earlier next time so we can get a seat." And lo and behold, they've seen people turn up the next day, on the Sunday, and they'd be sat there in good time, like, "This is my seat now."
Yeah. I was at MCM Manchester a few weeks ago, and I know you were there as well because I saw you. It was great. It was fun. But I actually went to watch the masquerade because my friend was in it.
Which day did you go?
This Saturday.
Oh, I went to the Sunday one.
Ah, there you
go. So it was I think it was a bit different because they had a championship or something on the Saturday.
Yes, they did. Yeah, my friend was in championship, so it was like we wanted to go and obviously cheer my. And I had a couple of other friends in as well, so I wanted to go and cheer my friends on. But I ended up getting in there. I think it was like about half an hour before the actual masquerade started, so we could actually get a seat. There was still a queue to get in half an hour beforehand. Yeah. And then obviously it's this big sort of theatre at Manchester. If you've never been, like, obviously you've been to this one, but for anyone that's never been to Manchester, it's a big sort of amphitheatre type thing with a really good stage. So you know, if you're ever actually looking to perform on a stage, it's pretty damn nice. You've
got loads of space. It's so much space to move around and everything. It was fantastic.
The space. But yeah, I was in a good half an hour before to try and get a seat, and it was even then. It was like people were like squished together. You know, make sure we fit enough people in. Yeah. You know, it's masquerades. If you want to watch them, you need to get in early.
Yeah, always get in early and get a good seat, because otherwise we can't guarantee anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you could try, but
also with yourself, you have actually recently qualified to be a cosplay celebrant. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Celebrant. So I'm actually a qualified family celebrant, but the business name I've gone with is a cosplay celebrant. So, and I'm aware people don't quite know what a family celebrant is, so I'll explain real quick. So a family celebrant is someone who can conduct non-religious weddings, which, you know, could be weddings or renewal of vows, commitment ceremonies or naming ceremonies, and stuff, basically happy ceremonies like that. You know, naming ceremony could be for children, could be for adults, so trans adults in particular as well, for babies, for anyone who may have changed the name for whatever reason, or naming anything. You could have a naming ceremony for your cat if you really want to, or your dog. Like, you could literally, seriously. And with the weddings, the cosplay element of it is basically you can dress up however you wish. For these, and because you can do it, because I don't do the legal part, you have to go to a registrar if you want to make it a legally binding thing. But if you I'm trying to think of what it is now, but yeah, honestly, you could do it anyway. Sorry about that. You could dress up as, say, Thor and Loki, for example, and you could have a wedding dressed as them, and you could have like the best man be I'm trying to think off the top of my head, like Iron Man, and you could either do it as, I don't know, say if it's John and Jim, for example, you could be, you know, John and Jim, or if you really want, you could be dressed as Thor and Loki.
Ah, nice.
You could, and I would write the ceremony, so there's all sorts of ceremony elements, and cool. Stuff like that, and vows and rings, and you could honestly, to some extent, the sky is the absolute limit.
That's so amazing though, like for the idea of kind of being able to do it in cosplay as well, because obviously you can have, you know, you can get married and you can have naming ceremonies and you can have all that kind of thing, but like a little unique part of your brand is, okay, well, what about in cosplay? Because it's getting so big now as well, you know, cosplay is getting so popular and so kind of mainstream almost. That is something that I think a lot more people are going to kind of want because like you do see it, you see like videos on Facebook or YouTube or whatever of like people kind of going, oh, I'm going to dress up for like my first dance or something like that, or I'm going to do like a certain dance from like a movie or something. And there's elements of that kind of creeping in anyway.
Yeah, they do. Like, and I think that because it's not really done over here, I'm literally the first one. So
wow.
I started a few weeks ago because I got qualified a few weeks ago.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and no one was doing it over here. I thought, well, obviously this needs to be a thing because I was talking about specializing, and my tutor, I had an excellent tutor, honestly, such a good tutor. And she's known as the alternative celebrant. She's really, really good. And she was just like, honestly, you should do cosplay weddings. And I thought, yeah, that could work.
Yeah, for sure.
You can mess around with it in great ways. And I think that also I'd be including steampunk and LARP as well. So I'm including that in as well. Because, of course, some people are like, oh, I don't really cosplay, but I LARP. Yeah, I cosplay.
Come back, Coschat, guys. Sorry about that. Sound went a bit funny, so I don't know how much you guys caught of what we were just chatting about, but obviously we were chatting about Drewett Cosplay being a cosplay celebrant, and essentially obviously loads of different bits and pieces where it's pretty damn cool.
I know, right? So like you could get married as, I'm trying to think of a good example, say if you always wanted to do Sirius and Lupin, you want to dress up as them and get married like that. You can.
Yes.
You could even be called Sirius and Lupin if you like.
I have James my best man, right? Yep, cool.
Oh yeah. Totally. You could. That's the thing. That's the fun thing. You can mess around with anything. Like I've got two friends. They're engaged at the moment, and they're really into Lord of the Rings. And one of them does. Oh God, I can't remember the characters' names. I'm so sorry, guys, if I completely mess this up. One does like Melkor and like Nazgul and. Yes, Toby and Myron, also known as Hawksome and Loki of London. Yeah. And they're fantastic. And I was just like, oh my God, there's so many possibilities just in Lord of the Rings. Jeez.
There so is. Like, that's what's so cool though. Like, you can literally, and you can be dressed as that as well. Like, that's really cool.
Yeah. And you can have all sorts of it. It's like, at some point, I'm fully expecting someone to want a Game of Thrones wedding. And to want to have the Reigns of Castamere at the end and have like Nerf guns.
That would be amazing.
But then thing is, you would need someone to cosplay Bruce Bolton to go up to the groom and just go, the Lanners to send their regards.
Yep.
That'd be so good.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
You can do all sorts. Although I don't recommend pretending to poison the groom if you're going to go with the purple wedding, because is it the purple wedding or the gold wedding? It's the gold, I think, isn't it?
Oh.
One of the two.
Up to date.
Okay. I only got into Game of Thrones like in the last 6 months or so I'm still like, wait a second.
Considering your partner is very into Game of Thrones.
I think we would have like struggled a bit if I didn't watch Game of Thrones. So
no, that's really like, it's so cool that you've got so many different sort of ideas as well of like, because again, you're so used to organizing things, obviously for the masquerade side and the cosplay zone side, that you know it'd be perfect to kind of have yourself, because the fact that you're used to organizing things like that, so you can do things that you can write the vows for them, you can help them with ideas for things, you know, so like if they give you a theme, you can just kind of be like, this is what you could do, you know, almost like a wedding planning sort of side of it as well, I suppose.
A little bit, yeah. And like, because obviously through, you know, I've been cosplaying for a few years now, so of course I've met, you know, photographers, I've met seamstresses, I've met people who do all sorts of random makeup people, so I can go, well, if you want this, then you can go to this person who's a friend of mine, just let them know I've sent you and just see what they'll do for you.
Yeah, no, that's really cool, because you can like recommend commissioners and absolutely. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Absolutely, which is fantastic. And you know, I go, oh, you want this particular prop? Well, my partner makes props. I'll, you know, send him a message, see if he can do it or not. And if not, I know 3 other prop makers that we can go to.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you have all the contacts as well in the sort of cosplay world. That if somebody kind of outside of that whole cosplay world comes to you because they see your name and they go, "Oh, that's cool. Like, I would really fancy like a Batman wedding or something." You can kind of go,
Yeah.
"Well, I know somebody that can make the cowl. I know somebody that can make the cloak. I know somebody that can make the whatever else Batman wears."
Yeah, or I know someone who could do this, and someone can make a Robin costume if you want to get married as Batman and Robin for some strange reason. Then yes, I know someone who can make this for you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, that's so cool. And also, there's things like that sort of side of things. Anyway, I think like people just have the costume shops, and if you want something a little bit more high end than just your kind of costume shop, you're going to struggle a little bit.
A little bit.
Or if you want something, that is custom made, especially if it's for a wedding, like most people will kind of go, I want a beautiful dress or something, or a beautiful suit for the wedding itself. You can't find that in a costume shop. You have to go to commissioner.
Yeah, but you might as well, and you got to research them and everything. Whilst I can go, right, I know someone who can do this particular thing well, so you go for this person and all the rest of it, and it's great because you can go, oh, I know someone who makes this, right, there you go to this person for that.
Such a cool like business idea as well, though, in that you can kind of like put business to your friends as well, and like to your other contacts within the cosplay community. It's kind of helping everybody out, which is really cool.
Yeah. And also, because I push the inclusivity thing again, because for me, I honestly don't care whether you're LGBT, whether you're polyamorous, if you want to have a commitment ceremony or something like that, or anything else. Honestly, it doesn't matter. It's, love is love and all the rest of it. So if you want to have a ceremony, cool, okay, come to me. Let's see what we can do and, sort it out from there.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, it sounds so cool, and like I'm really looking forward to like when you're actually sort of booking things. And I've like followed your page already, so I can be like, let's have a look at the pictures when they come through.
Yeah,
I want to see what happens.
Yeah, well, pictures ahoy! And I'll be I'm going to start applying to go to different Comic Cons where I'm not working or doing press. Then I'll try and get tables for the Celebrant stuff, so at least then I can be present and then go, oh yes, do you want to get a cost? Do you want to have a look at these things? How about my menu of poems and songs you can use? What about my menu of elements? Quite literally a menu of elements that can be used. And at some point actually, because I am only qualified as a family celebrant. And potentially in the future, I will train to be qualified to do funerals as well.
All right.
So, and that would make me a full civil celebrant if I decided to go down that route. Although I'm not sure cosplay funerals are really a thing. It would be a bit strange, but it's something I'm going to look into at some point. You could do memorials as well. So, if you want to hold the memorial and they're a cosplayer and you want to turn up in costume, then that's doable as well. I'm just not qualified to do that yet, but I know a few people who could theoretically do it. So.
Oh yeah, no, that is right. That's interesting. Well, it definitely is. I never sort of thought about that aspect of it, but yeah, I suppose it would be. No, that's so cool. Like, I just love the idea. I think it's great because it's so unique. Like you said, you're the first one in the UK, and definitely like being the first to do anything in the UK is pretty amazing.
Well, yeah. I mean, and also being who I am as well. I have sort of high functioning autism as well. So, that makes me quite unique in terms of not only the cosplay stuff, but also the Celebrant stuff as well, and some of my writing and stuff. And it's quite nice to think, oh, I could be a first. Ooh, that's kind of shiny. Yeah,
no, definitely. Like using the creative side to like in so many different ways as well. You've got the sort of cosplay side of it, in that you're a cosplayer yourself, your partner's a cosplayer, but also you have like the organizer side, and then you've got like the sort of celebrant side. So that's so cool. You've got so many different sides to it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a wonder I have time to sleep, but I really like it. Like, I wouldn't have it any other way. I would get bored otherwise, and I'd just be like, no.
Yeah, I was going to say, getting all those kind of things all together, organising everything, and just like, especially this time of year when it's event season, everyone's busy organising everything.
I have, I think, 10 different Comic Cons to go to between now and the middle of December.
Wow.
And about 6 of them, potentially 7, if there might be another one added to that, I'll be working in some capacity, whether I'm running the cosplay zone or working as a volunteer. And the rest of them are MCM London and MCM Birmingham. That's literally
it.
And Wales Comic Con, and that's it.
Those ones where you can just kind of chill as an attendee and be like, okay, I can come in as an attendee now and just cosplay and run around. And
I'll be doing a bit of press, so I won't really be.
There you
go. I'll just be working and
always
working.
busy, always busy. You know.
Oh, I like it because it keeps me going. It keeps me. I'm one of those people who I can't sit still, so I love doing creative stuff. And my ambition one day is to be able to do it without having to work full time otherwise. So, keeping at it's fun.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing is, like, the different branches that you have kind of all lend themselves to potentially like leading to something, in that kind of field anyway, as like more of kind of full-time earning, potential as well.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you go into like, your weddings and all that kind of stuff, if that really takes off, you could basically be an event planner full-time, and do the stuff that you love. So that's so cool.
Well, absolutely. And, as much as I, appreciate having a full-time job, it's not what I want. It's probably not what I'll want to do for the rest of my life,
I think most of us creative types think the similar thing of this is paying the bills, this is good.
Yeah. My mum's a poet actually, so and she works and she's also a poet, and it's the poetry and the writing is what she really wants to do. And it's great when she's had a few books out and stuff. So, when that's going on and when she's got readings and she really likes it, and she can be so busy, but she really enjoys herself. And I think that's where I kind of get it a little bit as well. Like I love to be busy. I like doing what I love. And if it means a lack of sleep, fine, I can handle this.
I know the feeling. Like I said, I've got Kitacon next week, and then 2 weeks time I got Alcon. So I'm just like, yay, a week off in between. But potentially that could have been insomnia as well for myself. But then I was like, no, I might crash if I do that 3 in a row. It would be a little bit hard for me. I've done it in the past, but that was the past.
Yeah, I think the most I've done is 4 in a row, and then I had a week off, and then I had 2 in a row, and I was exhausted. I just crashed. I felt so tired. Yeah,
like that's the thing. You've got to kind of think sometimes, no, I'm not Superwoman. Can't do it all. It's okay. It's fine. It's livable. It's okay. My phone's just locked. 1 second. I have some questions from the chat.
Ooh.
So I was just looking for. I was like, let me find the thing. So let's have a little look. What is your favourite costume to wear, and your favourite costume that you've sort of made or put together?
Sort of made. Or put together would probably be the Punk Spike. Because that was the one I had to do the most work on at the moment. So I spent a good 2 hours on putting the safety pins in the right places with almost no references. Like the only reference pictures were like blurred slightly, and it was really difficult. So I had to kind of make it up slightly, but I got it mostly right. So that was pretty fun. Favorite costume? Oh God.
What's your favourite one to wear and run around in as a character?
To wear? It's a toss between Spike and Oberon. Because Spike's fun because that's really comfortable, and I get to wear the big leather jacket, and I get to quote Buffy all day. And when I'm not wearing the jacket, I get to show off my Buffy tattoo. So that's fun, actually. Hang on, I'm going to show it off now once I got a chance, I've mentioned it.
Ah, yes.
Yep. That's always fun, especially to go like, grr, arg.
And then go, no, it is actually real. I've not just put it on for the cosplay.
Yeah, I've had it for a couple of years now. So I was just like, I remember having it and just go, well, I've got a cosplay Punk Spike now. I've got the tattoo.
Yeah.
And Oberyn, because I really like Oberyn. I think House Martell got a bit screwed over in this series. I'm definitely House Martell, and Oberyn's awesome, and I love Pedro Pascal. So there's choices there.
Oh yeah, for sure. What are you? This is kind of a cosplay goals question, but I'm going to be like, what are your kind of cosplay and kind of? Well, we kind of know what your goals are. We've already talked about it. To be able to sort of work full time doing something creative that you love.
Yeah, and also to be able to make costumes as well. Like for myself, I wouldn't ever do it commission because I know I couldn't handle that. But I want to be able to make things myself. So I'm going to make my own armored wizardy Pikachu at some point.
Oh, nice!
Cool. And at some point, I'm going to make a Granny Weatherwax from the Discworld novels. I'm going to make a costume for her. So I've always wanted to go around as Granny Weatherwax since I started reading the Tiffany Aching sequence. So I'll just prepare like this the whole time.
No, that's really cool. Like, I really think as well, like, as a cosplayer myself, like, the thing I like about it is, like, improving your own skills so much. So whether it's the performance side or whether it's, like, actually making stuff or whatever, because, like, for me personally, like, I had a load of, I was really, really bad with stage fright a couple of years ago, and managed to kind of pretty much completely get over it at this point. So, like, even that is such a big achievement for me. And, talking on a camera like this right now would have been really, really scary. But getting on a stage was always the ultimate, that's really scary.
I used to teach public speaking. I used to do youth volunteering and youth politics stuff when I was a teenager. And I actually used to give presentation talks and public speaking training bits from time to time, which was really entertaining. So I'm actually... But even then, with all that, I'll still get really nervous on stage. I'm like, oh, God, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? And then I'll get on there and do my thing, and I'll be like, I want to do that again.
See, I have the backing of a group normally, so I will do a lot of group stuff on the stage, but you'll very rarely find me on a stage on my own, So.
And, some people work better in a group and other people work better solo. That's the other thing as well, is that, if you want to just be in the group, cool, fine, works for you, that works. And if you just want to do it on your own, that's cool too. Exactly.
Like, that's the thing as well with cosplay. Again, with cosplay, it's so inclusive of everything that everyone's kind of like, whatever goes. If you just want to kind of throw on a fancy dress costume and go for your first time, cool. If you want to make all the things and spend a year doing it, cool. Whatever goes.
Oh, definitely.
Just go have fun. Go have fun and be cool with it. This is one question we ask everybody. So always the final question that we ask everybody, just to kind of see what's going on. So, if you could have any costume, and it would be you put on your bed, at home, it's perfectly sized to you, it's ready to go. Could be any costume you want in any universe, anything. You don't have to. You haven't made it. It's all there, ready for you to go. What would it be?
Oh God. That's a really good question. I think I have two, and these are going to be really weird choices, but I really want them for different reasons, and yet slightly similar reasons. So the first one is Buffy's bridesmaid's dress in the Hell's Bells episode of Buffy, the really awful green one. I've always wanted that dress because it's so bad. It's just so bad, it's good. And, just to, I don't know, just because all the Buffy fans are like, why are you wearing that? Because I have to. I have to do this. The second one, which is one I'm having made for me actually, at some point in the future. So a couple of people I know and me are going to do a mean burlesque group, which is slightly inspired by my friend Odd Tog's Grumpy Cat burlesque costume. And I decided to go with troll face. So it'd be a troll face burlesque costume. Because it has to happen. It's one of those where it makes no sense and yet all the sense in the world. And also,
but you'd have so much fun running around a con as that. It'd just be like, it would literally be trolling everybody. It'd be great.
Oh yeah, I'll just be going the whole con, and it won't get old. It would be great, and it's just one of those. Now that I've got the idea in my head, I'm just like, I've got to do this. it will confuse and mesmerize everybody.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Most people will go for like a really big costume or a really elaborate thing. It's just like, I want to be a troll. I want to be the troll.
Yeah. I've got a real mischief streak that people don't often realise or get exposed to very much. So, I like doing funny things. It's just more fun sometimes.
It's always fun sometimes.
Yeah, and also my partner being a slight troll sometimes with his costumes is clearly rubbed off on me. So
yeah, I was going to say I could see Alex's influence coming through. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's brilliant.
It's all Alex's fault.
It's all his fault.
Yeah, he just said probably.
I heard
it
him.
here, folks.
It's all his fault.
Absolutely.
No, that's brilliant. Thank you so much for coming and speaking to us today, Jen.
No problem. It's been really fun.
Yay! We will not be back next week with Coschat. We're having a little break at the moment because Costume and Play have got a big event coming up. We are at Insomnia Gaming Festival.
Excellent.
So we've got 25th to the 28th. We will be running a huge cosplay zone. We're very much currently mid-plan for that one. Mm-hmm. We've got loads of cosplay guests. It's all live on our website at the moment, all live on the Insomnia website. So loads of cool cosplay guests. Obviously loads of different plans for cosplay stuff that's going on. So yes, feel free to come down to Insomnia. I personally won't be there because, like I said, I have lots of other cons around this time. But obviously
do I.
So the Costume and Play team will be there. We'll be running the masquerades. We'll be doing loads of panels. We'll be doing all the sort of zone area. So feel free to come down and say hello to us. But yeah, thank you very much to Drewett Cosplay yet again. And we will see you again soon, guys.
Bye. Goodbye.